YouTube? What's up, guys? Thank you for coming back and tuning in to another episode of J Unscripted TV. I am both happy and glad and humbled and a little bit surprised that you guys are back here to hang out with me another week. I had been wondering all week what I was going to talk to you guys about today. And so I asked for some suggestions on my Instagram, and I had a suggestion that I was like, boom, bingo, why did I not think of that before? So as you guys may remember, in my intro video from a couple of weeks ago, I talked about my #1 passion in the whole entire world, which is travel. So I'm gonna share with you guys some of my very best tips on how to travel and how to do it on a budget without breaking the bank, because we all know that the struggle is real right now. So the very first thing that you are going to need for your trip, that you're gonna need to start planning for, is your flight. So buying a flight can be a little bit frustrating and confusing. It helps a lot that you are flexible in the days that you want to make your trip, that you can tweak it a little bit here and there so that you can purchase the flight that is going to be the easiest on your pocket. Another helpful tip when it comes to booking your flight is to book in advance. Do not wait until the last minute, but at the same time, do not book way too in advance. My window for buying flights is normally between 6 and 3 months before my departure date, depending on where I am going. So I have noticed that booking flights for places in Europe helps a lot to buy it a little bit more in advance than say going somewhere in the Caribbean or going somewhere in South America. You will notice that the prices sometimes fluctuate up and down, and it can be a little bit nerve-wracking because you really want to be able to catch the best deal, but at the same time you don't want to wait too much and then all of a sudden the prices go all the way up and you regret not buying earlier. There is something that comes into play that you really need to be able to listen to, and that is your gut feeling. Let's say you've been observing flights for a period of time, up and down, you will notice that there is a point that the flights just don't go any lower than that. So your gut feeling is going to tell you when you see that price, I need to lock this in, it's not gonna get any better than this, let's do it. So far my favorite website to shop around for flights is cheapflights.com. It is a flight search engine that searches and compares flights from all kinds of different websites. So it is kind of like a one-stop shop where you will be able to see and compare between different sites. It has been wonderful for me, especially they have a website under that is justairtickets.com. I love that website, especially to shop for flights to Europe. You can catch some really good deals on there. Start doing your homework as soon as you know where you want to go. Start searching in advance. Start trying to figure out when is the best time to find flights for the destination that you want to go to. And this is all information that you can get on Google. You can download apps that will help you figure out when is the best time to buy. There's Hopper, which is also a wonderful tool to find cheap flights. I love using Hopper because it literally tells you when it's a good time to buy, if you should wait, if you should buy now. And last but not least, when it comes to flights, especially if you are on a budget and you want to save a lot of moolah, you need to be humble. I have taken flights in some of the worst airlines that possibly exist. But one of the things that I have learned through experiences, and I'm not talking about good experiences, is that being prepared helps a lot, especially when flying in budget airlines. These airlines, you know which ones I'm talking about, with all the hidden fees and things that they don't want you to know up front. So being informed and reading thoroughly through all of the policies, regulations, fees, or any extra documentation that you need to bring on the day of your flight is something that is going to help you a lot, save you a lot of hassle, save you time, and save you a better experience at the airport. So sit down, be humble, squeeze your ass into that tiny little seat with no leg room, because at the end of the day, saving moolah feels a lot better than having extra room for your legs. Alright, so now that I've saved you some money and getting you to your destination, I want to talk to you about the second most important part of your vacation, which is going to be your accommodation. You're gonna need a place to sleep. So if you are looking for your accommodation way in advance, and I'm talking about more than a year in advance, you will only have a handful of properties to choose from, and later on, as the dates get more near, let's say now a year before the date or 8 to 6 months before the date, there will be a lot more properties available, and you may wish that you would have waited so that you could have a better pick from the choices of accommodations. And another thing that I have noticed when comparing my travel experiences, let's say when I go somewhere with just me and my boyfriend versus when I travel with a group of friends and family, I can tell you that group travel saves lives and saves money. Not only is it going to save you money, but it is going to save you money on properties that you would not have been able to afford if it was just you and another person. I have booked some wonderful apartments and villas in some places of the world for so cheap out of my pocket, just because I am sharing the cost with other friends. Okay, so another thing that will help you save some cash while traveling, if you do choose to stay at a hotel, is to look for places that include breakfast, because that is going to be one more thing that you are not going to have to worry about paying for while in your stay. Is going to be taken care of. Of course, compare prices. If you find a property that even without breakfast included comes out to save you a lot more money, obviously that's going to be your choice. I know that there are a lot of properties that include all 3 foods or maybe 2 of the foods of the day. I personally do not go for choices like that because I do want to be able to eat the city that I am traveling in, so I do not want to eat all my meals in the hotel. Whatever city it is that you are visiting, there is a city center, a place where all of the interest points are within a close proximity, and this is where you want to stay close. If you cannot stay directly in the city center, which is my #1 recommendation, stay as close as you possibly can to save yourself not only money in taxi and transportation, but also to save yourself some time. When I travel back home, for example, I love to stay within La Zona Colonial, which is the historic center of Santo Domingo. I love being within walking distance of all the museums and restaurants and bars. Sometimes staying within 2 to 5 miles of the city center is also okay, because although you might have to take transportation back and forth between the attractions and the place that you are staying, it gives you a chance to also get to know the city that you are visiting, see some of the places that maybe most people don't know about. But I really would not recommend staying further than 5 miles from the city center. And of course, there are a lot of wonderful online hotel search engines. My personal favorite is Booking.com. It is a website that I don't think a whole lot of people in the States use, but it's very popular in Europe and places in Latin America. I have found some really awesome deals. I've actually been booking with Booking.com for quite a while now. Remember that you are here for a good time, not for a long time, because we all know how fast vacations go by. Some people might find it a little bit obsessive to actually plan the places where you are going to eat while at a destination, but it happens to be one of my favorite parts of the planning process of the trip. I want to know what I'm going to eat and where I'm going to eat it, just because I know that a lot of cities have some really cool and delicious places to eat, and I want to make sure that I do not miss them. So of course I research where I'm going to eat, what are the most popular restaurants in the city, what are the most delicious restaurants in the city, what are the most delicious and cheap restaurants in the city. If you're wandering around like a headless chicken, just walking into any restaurant, you might get a little surprise at the end on the bill. So you can prevent that by just having at least a general idea of where are the cheap eats, what are some places close to your hotel or close to the attractions that you will be visiting. Yelp and TripAdvisor have restaurant and entertainment recommendations literally all over the world. So this is a tool you can use no matter where you are going. And if you have already arrived at your destination and you did not prepare at all for where you are going to eat or where you're going to find the cheap eats, you can download the apps on your phone and you can take them with you on the go. And when it comes to entertainment, there are also lots of really good websites that will help you save money. For example, I'm sure all of you guys know about Groupon. That's a wonderful place to look for discounted entertainment wherever you are going. Alright guys, so that's literally it for this week. Thank you a million, gazillion, quadrillion times for tuning in to another wonderful installment of Jay Unscripted TV. I really hope to see you again next week. I hope that my travel tips will be of good use to you. Let me know if you use any of them or if you have any travel money saving tips of your own. Don't forget to find me on Instagram and on Snapchat. And don't forget to check out BigGreatAdventure.com. Most of my posts on there are about travel, so go look at all my travel pictures and all of the cool places that I've been to. And thank you again for tuning in. I will see you guys next week.